Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that they never existed. No cars, no bicycles, no trains, no shopping carts, no suitcases rolling through airports, nothing with wheels. It sounds impossible because the wheel is so common that we barely notice it. But for most of human history, people lived exactly like that. And the strangest part, human civilization existed for thousands of years before anyone invented the wheel. How did they move giant stones? How did they transport food? How did they build cities? And why did it take humanity so long to create something that seems so obvious? The answer reveals a world more difficult, more ingenious, and more surprising than you might imagine. Let's go back 10,000 years. A farmer has harvested grain from his field. Today, loading it into a truck would take minutes. Back then, every sack had to be carried by hand. Every journey was measured not in miles, but in pain. Human muscles were the engines of civilization. When people had too much to carry, they dragged it. The earliest transportation technology wasn't the wheel, it was the sled. Archaeologists have found evidence that ancient people placed heavy objects on wooden platforms and pulled them across the ground. It was slow, it was exhausting, but it worked. And for thousands of years, that was enough. Then came one of history's greatest mysteries. Around 4,500 years ago, the ancient Egyptians built the Great Pyramids. Some of the stones weighed more than a fully loaded truck. Yet there is no evidence they used wheels to move them. Instead, workers dragged massive blocks on sledges. Recent experiments suggest they even poured water on the sand to reduce friction. In other words, they moved mountains without wheels. Think about that for a moment. One of the greatest engineering achievements in human history was completed using ropes, wood, water, and human determination. But if the wheel is so useful, why wasn't it invented sooner? The answer lies in a simple fact. Inventing a wheel is easy. Inventing a wheel that works is hard. A round piece of wood by itself is useless. To create a functional wheel, you also need an axle. The wheel must rotate smoothly around that axle. The hole must fit perfectly. Too tight, and it won't turn. Too loose, and it falls apart. This requires precision woodworking, something early humans simply didn't possess. For thousands of years, humanity knew what circles looked like. They drew them. They carved them. They used them in pottery. Yet nobody figured out how to transform that shape into a transportation revolution. Then, somewhere in ancient Mesopotamia, everything changed. Around 3,500 BCE, people developed the first known wheel and axle system. The earliest wheels were heavy, solid, made from wooden planks joined together. They weren't elegant, but they worked. For the first time in history, a person could move a heavy load without dragging it across the ground. The impact was enormous. Trade expanded. Cities grew larger. Farmers transported more goods. Armies traveled farther. The wheel didn't just change transportation. It accelerated civilization itself. But here's something even stranger. Not every civilization adopted the wheel. The ancient Maya built magnificent cities. They developed mathematics, astronomy, and writing. Yet they never used wheeled vehicles for transportation. Why? Because they lacked large, domesticated animals. Without horses or oxen to pull carts, wheels offered little advantage over human labor. A technology that transformed one civilization remained almost useless in another. This reminds us of an important truth. An invention is only as powerful as the world around it. The wheel needed roads, it needed animals, it needed societies large enough to benefit from moving goods efficiently. Without those pieces, it was just a circle of wood. Today, wheels are everywhere. Inside your watch, inside your car, inside factory machines. Even the gears powering modern technology are descendants of that ancient invention. Most people never think about them. But every wheel you see is a reminder of a time when humanity carried everything on its back. A time when crossing a short distance could consume an entire day. A time when moving a stone meant gathering dozens of people and hoping nobody collapsed from exhaustion. The wheel didn't merely make life easier. It changed what humans believed was possible. The next time you see a bicycle rolling down the street or a suitcase gliding effortlessly through an airport, remember this. For most of human history, none of that existed. Civilizations rose, monuments were built, empires were born, all before a single wheel ever turned. And when it finally did, the world would never be the same again.